It's really quiet out. Still, like time stopped for a minute. We're talking about that last reading. Ooh, anticipation. Anticipation for the grand finale. The center of the spread. There's a spotlight on the audience too. There's a spotlight on these people too in this memory. Let me think this through. Hola, Jenny Bowers. How's it going? Good to see you. Something about a spotlight. This is a prison tower too. This is a lookout tower. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Good. Good to hear. I'm doing really well too. So it's looking to me like I'm getting this story. Okay, let me pull some more because this is really intense. It looks to me like the prisons are about to be empty. Memories are being highlighted of what actually happened. And a lot of stuff that people in prisons did was literally a matter of survival. Surviving a messed up community. Thanks, Jenny. Oh. Oh, what was I gonna add? There was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Okay, so before observation. Something's touching my hand. Let me put these back. I'm gonna try again. Two came out at once, so I just want to make sure. I don't want to get this wrong because this is an important message. Man, Spirit's just packing punches today. All kinds of cool messages are coming through. Okay. Okay, card at the bottom of the deck is self-interest inverted. It's number 9. There's new beginnings coming in here. And then in the middle of the spread, we have anticipation. And as you can see, it's like an empty, there's a spotlight, okay? There's a prison tower, like a little lookout tower there, and it's empty. This prison's empty. And that's the overall feel of the spread. Or no, that's the central position. And then if you look at this memory card from the, if this is in the past position, there's all kind of spotlights on this too. Like little areas are spotlighted. Like, basically cases have been reviewed, is what I'm hearing. And this is by the Galactic Federation, by the way. This isn't your bullshit appellate court or whatever. This is the real deal. Attention's being called to a lot of stuff that happened that wasn't looked at before. Oh, I love this read. Thank you, Spirit. I've been thinking about these people a lot too. And I've been staring at a pic. I literally was gonna come on here a while ago, but then I rewatched my last read. I was looking at everything. I was doing that med review, basically. And then I was gonna come on again because I got all the patient information. And then I look and Mermaids on. I was like, oh, shizzle. So I had to watch that. But I turned that on and then I put a picture of my bae on. I swear to God, it's like watching TV. I just sit there and stare at him. Oh, it's funny. I love it. It's like my new TV program. Anyways. Yeah. Back to anticipation of the prisons being empty. I mean, I suppose there's... Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to be using the prisons for anymore. They'll probably just be destroyed. So what's going to happen with the prisons here? And it's looking like it's soon, because this stuff never comes up for me. This has not been in my wheelhouse. Actually, it's always been my wheelhouse. I always support people in prison. It's always been my thing. What am I saying? Okay. It just hasn't been in my reads. I've come up with a few people in prison in my reads. What am I saying? Prisons being emptied has not come up in my reads yet until today. Okay. So, this has got to be something happening in the near future, in my opinion. But what do I know? I just read cards and think a lot and study people and society and science and God. But other than that, I don't know a lot. But what I'm thinking is the prisons are going to empty here really flipping quickly. And it's based on all of the resurrection of old evidence. Thank you, Spirit. And even evidence of people doing things to survive in a twisted community that ended them up in prison. These are the people that are in prison, most of them, okay? And this is what they were dealing with. You can't see these cards, can you? I don't think the light's going to help either. Anyways, there's a fox up here. And this crow was literally committing crimes to hide from the fox. Okay? That ended him in prison. Him or her. We're not going to be sexist in this matter. Hims and hers all go to prison for nothing. Fucking nothing. Okay? Now. I guess that does make me a good reader for these kinds of reads. You're right, Spirit. Because they tried to put me in fucking prison for nothing. In my opinion. It was a matter of survival. They made me so angry I drank. Okay? But, that's another story. So, somebody's made a commitment to emptying these prisons. And somehow this commitment that they've made is based on their very survival. So it's looking promising. Whatever that means. We'll dig into this. Self-interest is being turned upside down. It's upside down day. All these self-interested people just trying to put people in prison, and for what? To harvest their energy. Bingo! Oh, organs too. Let's not forget about the organ business. Yeah. Wow, Spirit. Oh my gosh. Y'all. They have a lot of control over people in prison. And those prisoners tend to get in really good shape too. Like they have nothing better to do but work out, read, meditate, elevate. Like I always say, separate and elevate. That's what happens. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So as they're elevating, they're being harvested for their energy, you bastards. Oh, you're funny. Who dat? Who dat stabbing me? Anyways, it's fucking child's play. You guys are so stupid. I don't even care about pain. You know that, right? It's just a little bit annoying. Okay. Wow, these monsters really don't like this reading. What's wrong? You guys... Oh my God. You guys all knew this was coming. I love weed. Ever tell you guys that? It fights off the matrix. I haven't gotten to the bottom of exactly how, but it does. Anyways, inverse distance to anticipation. Wow. So the further they get the prisoners away from their freedom, i.e. their outdate, or how the longer they've been in there. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I was making things very difficult for myself. The more they're able to harvest from them, the better. Okay, now I'm getting it. Because they, you know how on Silence of the Lambs, I got a good story about that movie for you. But anyways, you know how in that movie, the guy holds the victims for a long time and prepares their skin, because he likes the soft skin. The longer they have them in prison for, the more well prepared their organs are for removal. And by the way, nobody gives a fuck where they're buried, how they're buried. Okay? That is not an issue in prisons. Why don't we go dig up some fucking prison cemeteries and see how many of them have organs? Oh, that's right. You remove organs to embalm. You guys are sick. Systemic. They take out the organs. Don't they? Don't they? Wow. Yeah, they do it when they're alive a lot of times. That's what they just told me. They don't really have problems in the prisons. It's such a wonderful little playground for them. It's so easy to pick them off. And the longer they're there, the better prepared they have their organs for removal. And the less people give a shit about them anymore. I don't know how many people that you still talk to that have been in prison over a few years. They're like homeless people. They're just forgotten about. No one gives a fuck. Oh, and by the way, the child molesters, they're the ones in the camps. This is Michigan. Let me get into a little bit. I know a little bit about prison. The child molesters. Okay. Prison camps are the lowest level security in Michigan, okay? They're the ones you can get away with most shit in because they let people go out and work crews and stuff. And so stuff gets back in really easy, okay? This stuff's pissing me off. Um, Awesome, Royal. I'm talking about prison now. So these camps, you have to have gotten, I think it's less, you have to have less than 18 months in prison to go to one of these camps, okay? I'm almost positive, unless they've changed it. And it's been a while since I've really known somebody that, or really been helping somebody out in prison. We'll put it that way. Now, all of those people that get less than 2 years in prison, and I'm not kidding when I say all, are child molesters, sex offenders, rapists. How do I know? Let me tell you. When I want to, I have a very good memory, okay? First of all. Second of all, when my son Charlie was born, really 1 year old, because we just didn't speak to his father before that. But his father went to prison when he was almost 1. And from the time he was 1 until he was 6 years old, I went to that prison, whatever prison he was at, regularly, okay, to take Charlie and his other kids and his mother. Anyways, he was in camps towards the end of it, okay, and he always told me they were all child molesters. And honestly, I didn't believe a word that came out of the out of this guy's mouth because, well, he was a pathological liar. But anyways, so I always do fact checking with people like that. Narcissist, you know? Which is funny, because if you know me, I don't do fact checking on people. But narcissist, I do. Anyways, every prisoner has a prisoner number on their uniform. And I would memorize as many prisoner numbers as I could while I was in there. Because you can look up on the MDOC what people are, any felonies that they have. You can find me on there, as a matter of fact. I just got on there for drunk driving with my kids in the car. Anyways, so I would memorize as many numbers as I could. And then I would, when I got home, I don't know how, I would remember them all. But I would sit there for hours, kind of. And I would remember them all, and I would run them through the MDOC. It's called Otis, actually. Offender Tracking Information System. And they would, every single one would be a sex offender. I'm not kidding, every single one. I even got to the point where I would start to try to pick out ones that I didn't think were. Because George would always say to me, like they all are, and I'd be like, you're full of shit. That guy for sure is not. For sure, he's not. So that was the game after a while. I would pick out ones that were definitely not. And they would all be. 100%. I don't think I looked up anybody that wasn't. I can't remember looking up anyone that wasn't. I really don't think I did. It became like clockwork. Moral of the story is the people that are in prison for long periods of time are not the real scumbags. Like the child rapists, the women rapists. Okay? The ones that are in there for a long time are drug dealers and drug addicts. Okay? And people who did stupid shit when they were trying to make money to survive. Now, I'm not saying they're all good people. I'm not. That's to be determined later. What I'm saying is the role that I saw in jail. Okay, so let me tell you why. Let me tell you why George was in prison. He was in prison because he's a crackhead. Okay, and he had no real morals or ethics when it came to what he was willing to do. He was selfish person. Okay. He broke into businesses, closed businesses on the weekend and stole stuff, okay? That was the second time he went to prison. The first time he went to prison was for like 16 pounds of weed, okay? That was for like 7 years. Then he went back again for 7 years for stealing four-wheelers. Then he got out after 7 years of that, and he was out for like a year or two, and now he's in there again for another 7 years for robbing banks, okay? Because he's a crackhead. Not to say he's not immoral or unethical, because for fuck's sake he is. But what I'm saying, what was the moral of that story? Spirit, Jesus. I'm on a rant. I'm talking about why people are in prison. So he has a crack problem, and he breaks into a business that's closed. He has no weapons. He steals some shit for drugs, which could be considered kind of a survival thing, maybe. Some people get real weird on drugs. I mean, they're desperate and lazy, but that's another story too. What I'm trying to say is I would let George sleep on my couch. Okay? None of the people that he was in prison with that were he had to share a space with these people for 2 years almost. 2 years, people who raped their babies. Reptiles raping their little reptile babies. Okay? But reptiles don't take much offense to that, so they get like less than 2 years in prison, typically. Usually it's less than a year. They don't even go to prison. What else? They poison their food. They torture them with inhumane conditions. It's cold in the winter. It's fucking cold. They put them, oh my God, this is another thing. Oh my God. Yo, they put them in these warehouses. There's no insulation or anything. They're fucking tin cans. Up in the UP. They're freezing. Your uniform does not include warm clothes, and you're not allowed to have more than one stupid blanket. If you don't have family or friends that give a shit about you to send you fucking money, which you don't, because family and friends suck, thank you very much, you have no access to the outside world at all. Unless you want to bend over for it. Or sell drugs to survive in prison and get more charges. And then they look at you like you're a bad person. The The food they give you is poison. You have to buy your own. And the shit this fucking you can buy is poison too. I'm talking about the United States, anybody who's wondering. I think I made that clear. Thank you, God, for everything I have. I'm so fucking blessed. And you guys are getting out soon. Okay, let me calm down because there's more to this. Oh, that's right. I think you told me you've just been in prison. I can't even read your comments right now. I have to calm myself and do this read. But I'm just now remembering. You probably have some shit to say about this too. And I'll read it. I'm just trying to pull it together. I'm really angry. I've never even been to prison. And I'm angry. You want to hear another messed up thing they do about fucking prisons in California? This is why I was getting tattoos when one of my roommates for a minute when I was living in California. Anyways, California's such a long story. But one of my roommates did tattoos. He did actually these two tattoos. He did this one. You can't see. But anyways, and this one. Someday you'll see it. I actually colored him in though. He colored this one in and then he just did the outline on this one and I colored it in because, well, that's another long story. I have so many stories, y'all. I could go on forever. But what was I talking about? Prison. He told me not to get, I wanted to get on this one, I wanted to get a Steal Your Face. And I ended up just getting like the lightning bolt, the Grateful Dead lightning bolts instead, and roses. Because he said that if I ended up in prison in California, that with a Grateful Dead tattoo, they label you as a gang member. And they put you in Pelican Bay. That's where they put all the gang members, the known gang members. Pelican Bay, okay, is the worst prison you can go to as a gang member. As like a really violent person. Not to say all gang members are violent, okay? Let's not get that twisted either. There's a survival fucking thing here. All I'm saying is Grateful Deadheads are not gang affiliated. We do not carry weapons. We do not even fight each other's battles. Well, some of us do. That's another story. I need to start another channel, just my stories. Oh, good. Okay. Because we're talking about something really fucking serious here. And they're fucking with people when it comes to the prison system. And nobody seems to give a shit, number one, because it's not them. Oh, let's not forget about white privilege here, people. Okay? I am not fucking proud of that. They're poor. They put poor people in prison. That is the general rule. Okay? White or black. Poor people go to prison. Oh, and the mentally ill. Have you noticed that? Oh my God, they're all mentally ill. They put the mentally ill in prison. In jails, county jails are filled with mentally ill. Mostly mentally ill are in the county jails, actually. I don't know about the prisons because I haven't lived in prison, but I would imagine that they are probably filled with a good portion of mentally ill people too. And that's going to be another issue. I don't know. I'm going to have to sort through that issue later too because there is that mental illness issue that is also spiritual, by the way. It goes through and through. Anyways, we're talking about this. The longer they could keep you in there, the less you anticipated getting out, the more they could harvest off of you. The more tender, oh my God, the more tender your organs were. You guys are weird. Yep, and the further they could get away from the actual memories of the actual crime that you were convicted of, the people that might remember, the less chance of you getting any kind of legal direction to freedom. Also, while you're in prison, they have a direct influence over your addictions. They feed the prisons with the drugs. I'm hearing alcohol too, but I don't recall hearing about alcohol in prison. Maybe that's some other prison I never heard about. I'm going to read what you have to say here real quick. Okay, you have no clue what the shit I went through with the law there. Sexual, tyrannical, the inmates know what the cops were doing. I did too. But you have to play clueless to live. Hooch. Yeah, there's hooch, but I just heard they were smuggling, the cops were making money off of this shit. Oh shit. You got in trouble for doing tattoos. Yep. Everything's free to look up. Okay. Oh, that's Jamie, not Jenny. Sorry, I can't see. Okay. That's another thing I haven't told you guys about. When I was in jail in San Francisco, you could hear the cops beating people up, beating the shit out of people. In like the room next to the cell I was in. And you could hear the male cops. You could hear it was right next to where I was at. you could hear about 6 of them hitting and kicking somebody, and then there was like 4 female guards like, woo, get him, yeah, get him, woo. Like, it was sick. And then when we got out, my friend Damage was beat the fuck up. He wasn't the only one that got beat up that night, though. They went through a bunch of them. I heard a bunch of them get their asses beat. It was the thing they did. It was fun for them. They were all Asian. All the guards were Asian that were beating on people. That's what I noticed. And I'm not trying to be racist. What I'm trying to do is direct the investigation. Those people were evil. There was a guard in San Francisco jail. He was a white guy, a tall, heavier set, bald white guy. He was very nice. He looked at me and he just shook his head and said, "She does not belong here." And he was right. He was fucking right. Anyways, so they are influencing the drug trade in prisons. Why would that be? We're going to have to get some clarity, because if they're trying to get your organs all ready, why would they be trying to pollute them? Oh, okay. Got you. It's for the energy harvesting, and it's also for the sexual assaults. People who are addicted to drugs are more easily controlled. They got a racket in there, huh? Little fucks. Let's talk about it. Yeah. They're organ harvesting. In this is 8 of Swords in prisons. This is one of their favorite stops for organ harvesting. This is actually a hot spot, kind of like CPS is for the kids. Prisons are the hot spot for organs. You have a lot of deaths in prisons, don't you? A lot of people losing a kidney. Interesting. It's right by the morgue, where they get the organs. It is the morgue. What am I saying? The hospital is right by the morgue. Their 1-room hospital. Where they inject the patient. They inject the patients. Ooh, they like to incite riots. Yes, they do. They sure do. They get so many organs on those days. It's so easy. Just piss you guys off and then have you kill each other. And then they get, I mean, literally, they probably get orders. Oh my God, they get orders. They get orders for organs to these prisons sometimes. And they'll incite a riot. There's going to be a memorial wall for these people. And it's Judgment Day. Once again, you can anticipate an empty prison. And the sick and twisted people that are in prison right now, they will be transported to the concentration camps with the rest of the sick and twisted people. Those people who've decided to turn to God can go to the places where you heal. Wow, we're going to have a lot of camps. That's all right. I like camping. I just want a nice bed. But I'm going to have one of those beds that you can carry me on. Silk sheets and shit. I already seen it. Anyways. That reminds me of a good story, babe. I was researching Anubis. And Anubis, Anhu, was the god of the dead. I think he protected the dead or some shit. Where did I write that down? For those of you that weren't around for the story, I think my dog is Anubis. I think he's going to be transforming into the Greek god Anubis. We're all transforming into our superhero form. And that's what I'm discovering about my dog right now. But anyways, Anpu, not Anhu, Anpu, is his Egyptian name. The god of funerary rites, protector of graves, and guides the underworld. And then I read later, I guess I didn't write it down, but I read later that he was later taken over by Osiris. I thought that was cute. Anyways. Little commercial break. Back to the story. Judgment Day. They're being judged for being thieves, liars, cheaters, their game was a futile one, but affected many. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for these people. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry for them. I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck about what I'm seeing is happening to these fucks. Whew. The thing is they were able to inflict this pain. Oh my God, they're gonna be splayed open. Oh my God. Anyways, and kept alive. Anyways, they deserve it. They fucking deserve it. And not only is this going to happen to them for however long a regular prison sentence is, how long? Up to 80 years maybe. So they were able to inflict this pain on some people for 80 years. But they're going to be in this pain for thousands of years. And that is your justice. And don't feel bad for them. They've been doing this for fucking lifetimes, okay? These stupid prison guards, the cops, the judges. They've been doing this for lifetimes. And to you, it's their turn. We endured it for thousands of years, lifetime after fucking lifetime. It's their turn. And that's that. Anything else? Oh, there's... Yeah. It's their turn to be the prisoner. Okay? Their turn. They're probably going to get neat little outfits like this, too. I don't know, though. I really like those pink and white striped ones that they have down in, like, Alabama or something to really humiliate the prisoners. Or maybe that's Louisiana. Yeah, they love to humiliate prisoners, don't they? This'll be fun. Yeah, we're going to be devising... Thank you, Spirit. Spirit has been devising I love you guys so fucking much. Has been devising the perfect trauma. What torture, thank you. For these prison guards, probation officers, parole officers, judges. Oh, those prison counselors can be a real fucker too, can't they? Who else? I'm not much for the church chaplains either, but we'll have to take that on a case by case basis. But you all would know better than I would. I haven't been to prison. I just have an affinity for people who've had their freedom fucking taken away. Yes, yes. Lights, fluorescent lights, 24/7. I like that idea. They're going to need fluorescent lighting 24/7. Yeah. Yep. Chains. Yep, chains. Chain gang. Ooh, that's going to be a fun portion. We're going to have to do that before the fucking organ splaying because, yeah, we really don't care if they don't feel good. You're right. We can do the organ splaying, sew them back up, and get them right to the chain gang by dawn, right? We could do the organ splaying by night and then the chain gang by day. Yep. They've got more. Don't worry. We've got more. They deserve so much more for what they have done, ruining people's lives. And for what? For what? Money? Money you can't even take with you where you're going? All right. What else? Um, 8-8. Oh yeah, let's not forget about the reparations that are going to be made to former prisoners and their families for their absence, for their life being ruined. I don't know, they're usually like in the millions of dollars. There's probably going to be more, but I don't know. I've seen millions of dollars getting handed over to people when they get out of prison. I mean, shit, you're gonna need it. You're completely fucking institutionalized, you know? You're scared to walk down the fucking street. No one will hire you. You can't even fucking vote. Can't carry fucking gun. Can't protect yourself from the monsters that they're making you hang out with because, yeah, you can't afford a place to live. That's another story. Wow, there's a lot of injustices in the world, y'all. I'm just getting started. And I thought I was just wrapping this up. I'm just getting started. Oh, somebody's mad about this one too. God, you guys are all in cahoots. You're all cahooties. Cahoochies. You're a bunch of cahoochies. That's a new one. I make up words, you'll learn that. The mage. You're doing magic on the prisoners too. Of course you are. You probably have a little fucking ritual room. Oh my god, you do. You sick, twisted fuck. What's going on in the prison towers and the on the yard? They're doing magic. They're doing magic in them. You see, there's like some kind of force field coming off of this thing. Like they're offering shit up. They're doing offerings. They're doing sacrifices in the fucking towers. Okay? They're doing fucking sacrifices in the towers. They think it's some kind of like, I don't know why they want to get closer to God. Like they need to fucking dig a hole, do their little sacrifices, and yeah, they think it gets them closer to Most High and all the power, but Most High literally has nothing to do with these people. Never has. Never fucking has. Like, these people have never... These are the weakest magicians I've ever fucking seen. They are fucking clueless. This is like a whole nother pocket of cluelessness. Oh my god. Wow, you guys are fucking dumb. And have I told you the cops are the dumbest? It's true. Even the military knows that. They're the dumbest of the dumb. Oh, even the lizards know that. Okay, that's what they just told me. Even the lizards know that. They put their fucking dumbest lizards on that job. Only a dumbass would want to sit around and bark orders all day, is what I heard. Somebody who fucking hates themselves, hates their life. That's the only people that will do that job. There aren't any good... Come on, there's some good ones in there. Yeah, okay. There's a couple good ones. Thank you, Spirit. It's about time I heard that. I always like to think there's something good in there. You know what I mean? I love love. I'm in love with love. I'm a love junkie. Okay. What else? I think I'm gonna switch decks. Beating people with bats. Yeah, that kind of figures. Electrocution? I wonder why they would electrocute them. Oh yeah, they love the gang fights. Oh yeah, I'll bet you. I'll bet you Pelican Bay is a hot spot for organs. And I don't know if y'all have ever been to Pelican Bay, but I actually have. And I haven't been inside. But I'm telling you, this is the weirdest story. And oh my gosh, you know what I mean? I told you it's so much easier for me to read on places I've been, things I know about. Like, that's why I feel like Spirit has had me travel so much in my life and like really sit down. I sit down in places. I mean, homeless. I'm right down in the center of it. You know, the heart of the city. Don't tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. That's me. No, 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 no. Well, 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 you can never tell. Oh, too much too fast. Oh, too much too fast. You know that you had too much too fast. You just gotta play the part. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Too much too fast. Just play the part. Nine of Swords, cruelty to the tower. With the casket. I don't know what this is. They're trying to tell me something. Execution. I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure out another way. Let me switch decks. There's a lot more to this story. I can feel it. Something to do with the death row. Electrocutions. Okay. Where do they do electrocutions at? They do it in Texas, I think. Boy, oh good. I'm ready to do some medical examination stuff. Thank you for my rose. All right, we'll see you. Royal, I was gonna say buddy. I don't really like saying your names on this because the comments don't go through anyway. Boy, it's so good to see you. I love you. Yeah, you probably heard that. I just went on another rampage. Well, I wasn't planning on that one. I didn't even know that was coming. I thought we were going to talk about the medical field still. But it turns out that there actually is even more to this story that I'm going to get into if you have some time. I love you so much. I know I am loud, huh? I heard that. Um. Okay. 8-8. Correct. They are getting reparations for the poisonings, for the magic rituals that were done on them. They do all, oh god, I'm here. They do all kinds of magic spells on them. Like for control and all that stuff. To incite violence. Oh my god, you guys are sick. So on organ harvesting days, when they want to harvest organs, they do like chaos magic and shit on a bunch of fucking, and they also give them testosterone and shit in their food. Okay? Make them angry. And then they get them to kill each other. And it's really it's just so easy for them. Because they'll put them in the yard. I don't know if you've noticed, but they do riots in the yard. It's on purpose, okay? It's funny how prisoners think that they're controlling shit, and guards think they're controlling shit, and really guards are controlling shit. The riots are always out in the yard because they can just shoot you really easy from the towers. They want the riots in the yard. Believe it or not, that's where they prefer them. Because they don't even have to be on eye level with you. They can kill everyone in the yard, and really no one cares. No one cares. And even if they did, it wouldn't matter. Okay? So they do these magic spells to control the prison population, especially to incite riots. And sexual control, energy harvesting, what's with the saltpeter? I don't know. They use that on specific inmates. They target specific inmates for that, for whatever sick and twisted reasons they have for that. That is not a general laced drug. They actually prefer prisoners to be sexually active. They use the saltpeter on the ones that they want to be submissive to them. And when I mean submissive, I mean bent over naked, okay? Yeah, it's a dirty little secret they have. Those damn tower rituals. They got these tower rituals. Okay. I'm gonna pull a few more cards. There's more to this. Why is that coming up? I'm confused. Inverse Ace of Cups to the inverse Empress. Oh, got you. Okay. So any prisoners that have female visitors, they saltpeter. I was trying to figure out. I don't know. I have a curious mind. Okay, I know and I know a lot. So I was just trying to figure out. Yeah, because they're trying to encourage homosexuality in prisons, and they don't want you to have outside visitors coming in and reminding you that you're not a homosexual. So those people, they saltpeter, so they have no sex drive. And therefore they kind of lose their interest. I don't know, maybe some people do. They lose their interest in their sex partner. Or their sex partner loses interest in them. Because they have no sex drive. They have no passion, which is obviously important in a relationship, even if they are in prison. That's weird. So they want everybody in prison homosexual so that they can keep them sexually active and harvesting their energy. And it's really actually easy, I just heard, because they get so starved for people. I don't know. I'm not like this anymore, so I don't know. I've never been that starved for affection. I don't know. I was always starved of affection. So this is I'm going to tell you how people are, but I don't know this firsthand. Okay? This is what I've come to understand. People need affection. Okay? And if they don't get it, if they're starved for affection, and is kind of like a zoo setup. When human beings are starved of affection, starved of their families, starved of those personal relationships, and they're thrown into a situation with a bunch of the same sex in a very unnatural setting. It's not natural, okay? To be locked up with a bunch in close quarters with a bunch of people that are the same sex as you, that you don't even know for that matter. They're not family, they're not friends, they're nobodies. It creates, for one, a mob mentality, okay, is always included in anything that human beings do. But for two, it creates an insatiable need for that bond, those relationships, those feelings, okay? And what people do in prison is they set up pseudo families for this reason. It's this complete lack of connection with humanity. And they start calling each other by their new family names and shit. Like, and I'm not saying that this is like exactly how the homosexuality comes into play, but I have a feeling it is a really big portion of it, because these people are forming these fake families, you know, like, hey ma, hey pa, hey sis, hey bro, you know what I mean? And they're playing this role model game with each other. It's almost like Dungeons and Dragons, and their stupid fucking spin off into the magic world. Okay? It's like a Sims, and they get lost in it, and so they start to connect in very unnatural ways sexually. And this just gives the prisons more, I can imagine videos. I'm sure they're doing videos too. Okay? um it gives them more opportunities to harvest their sexual energy. It gives them more opportunities to sexually assault them. And really, especially in the men's case, well, even in the female's case, it takes away a man's masculinity. It takes away the man. And in the female case, it takes away the woman's femininity. It takes away the woman. It literally rapes them of their sexuality. So, obviously, they're ruining people's lives. They're turning people homosexual that were never meant to be homosexual, okay? Never would have been. They're confused. They have created this simulation to confuse people. People kill themselves over this shit. People lose their reputations over this shit. Their families. It puts them in a state of serious anxiety, okay? Because they don't know who they are. And then if they ever get spit back out onto the streets, I feel sorry for the woman or man that runs into them. And this doesn't go for anybody that's been in prison, okay? I'm just saying, this is shit that fucking happens. And they will pay for this. It is not okay to fucking twist people's minds like this. It's not. All of this, and even all of this stuff that was obviously done on purpose, but even the stuff the stuff that happens incidentally, those incidentals, you're gonna fucking pay for. The kids that incidentally fucking are raised with no fucking father or no mother. The kids who incidentally end up in the fucking system in a sex trafficking ring. They love pregnant mothers, by the way, putting them in prison, one of their favorite things to do. Those kids usually don't get picked up. Babies are worth a lot of money. Pelican Bay. So I've been there once before. And it was really weird how I ended up there. Because I love to get lost. It's my thing, okay? I do it walking. I do it in my car. I just do it. In new places, I don't like, you know, like people are like, oh, where are we going to go? Well, let's look at the tourist map. No, I don't look at tourist maps. I don't do any of that shit. Like, fuck no. That's boring. I get lost and then I find my way back. That's what I do. Okay, so this is one of those times when I found Pelican Bay, I was lost. I know. It's crazy. It's the apocalypse, huh? Boy, Boyer says it's going to be an apocalyptic ending. He's right. He's so right. So right. And it's still right now. Plans are going through right now. Everything's being ironed out. And I don't know what's happening in the real world, but I'm just telling you what's happening in the spirit world. Because I am tapped in. It's pretty cool. But anyways, what were we talking about? Pelican Bay. So I was lost. And this is when there was a time when I was in California that it was before I ended up getting that place out in Willow Creek and growing weed out there. And then that whole story. I don't know if you remember, but I'm dealing with tweakers out in Willow Creek. Oh, there's a few of those stories. But anyways, let's come back to where I started. Before that, I had a camper. And I was staying out in Klamath Falls at this campgrounds on the Klamath River. And a tweaker campground, by the way. Well, the kid was a tweaker and the parents were, I'm not sure. It was just weird stuff. But anyways, that's another story too. But I was staying up around there and I just wanted to get lost. So I'm driving around and I end up on this like 2-track road. And the reason I was on this road in particular was because I was just kind of trying to stay in the woods by the ocean. That was like my thing. So I was in the woods and I was by the ocean in Northern California. God, my face keeps breaking out. I think I'm like processing serious toxins or something. But anyways, I was in Northern California at the very top, right by Oregon. And I was on this 2-track road. It was so fucking fun. And I'm cruising along, and then I see do not pick up hitchhikers. Mind you, I'm in the woods in a 2-track road. Like, do not pick up hitchhikers. Like, what the hell, right? And then I saw this sign, Pelican Bay. And I was like, no fucking way. We're in the middle of nowhere. As a matter of fact, the last time I was on a road that desolate, this is a funny story, was in Michigan. I was on my way from Sanford to Mason. And I put my cousin's daughter's graduation party. And I put in the GPS, I put in the address of this town hall we were going to. And then I start driving. And I always take the back way, like to Lansing. You know what I mean? Because if you go the long way from Midland, it is a lot longer. So you kind of got to cut through all the back way. So I'm going the back way and everything. And it didn't really dawn on me that what map I was following, because this is how I would have gone anyway. But the next thing you know, I end up on like 2-track roads. And I'm like, oh. I go with it, okay, because this is how I do, this is what I do. I'm like, okay, we're going in the right direction. We're still facing the right directions. We're still headed to Mason. We're just going to go with it. So we're going, it was me and Charlie. So we're going with it. And we're going down this 2-track road, and we're in where was it? It's a cute Lanesburg area. Okay, a cute little town. The trees there are just so beautiful. But anyways, I'm a tree person. But anyways, everyone knows that. But anyways, what was I saying? Lanesburg. That's the only time I've ever been to that town, actually. I was just like, if I had to, I could live in this town. But anyways, I know someone I can't stand that lives there, so that would never happen. So when I finally stopped was when this road was blocked by this huge flipping tree. Shit, we had to like back up all the way out of there. But I was looking, I'm like, what, where, and so that's finally when I was like, okay, this has gotten a little out of control. Like me and my lost driving adventures. And of course, Charlie's mad. Anybody who drives with me, rides with me, always gets mad. I'm like, don't you understand? It's about the adventure. It's the adventure, okay? Like, fucking calm down. But it never fails. Everyone gets upset, except for Bay. He didn't get upset when we had a little adventure. He was such a trooper. God, I fucking love that man. But let's get back to it. So I'm backing out of this 2-track road, and I'm thinking, what the hell happened? And I look at my phone, and I was looking at the GPS. I'm on the walking thing. I was on the walking path to Mason. So anyways, why is Pelican Bay on a 2-track road? That's weird. I mean, the middle of nowhere. I mean, I guess that's kind of normal for a prison, but like their little prison buses and shit to go up that road. Maybe that was the back entrance. I don't know. I didn't really explore it further. It looked like the main entrance. It didn't. It totally was like Pelican Bay sign. Looked like a main entrance sign. Anyways. I guess I'll pull a few more cards on this, see if Spirit has anything more to say, and then Boyer, we can get started if you want. I got some more information, and I also have some stuff to tell you. I rewatched the video, so I know more about what you're trying to tell me. I thought about it. Okay, King of Wands. I love you too. King of Wands to the 3 of Cups. It's looking to me like there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of fiery energy coming out of prison to celebrate. It's gonna be a fucking crazy party, y'all. Y'all are gonna have to get the female prisons and the male prisons together, though. You know what I mean? You don't need to be partying with each other like that anymore. You've had enough of each other. You gotta get the... we gotta have... if we're gonna put people in prison, it has to be male-female prisons. You can't just fucking... That's not natural, y'all. And then you gotta let their families go, too. I think that's how they do it in Mexico. But anyways... That's another story. They don't even do conjugal visits in Michigan. You are SOL. Even if you're married. SOL. It worked out good for me, but... There's plans coming. Two of Wands wants to come out again. Okay, so plans. I already got the other Two of Wands out on the board. With the gay people. Oh. Got you. So there's plans about Okay, I'll take it. There's truth coming out, and it actually it's so weird that half of these truths are that black magic is being exposed in these institutions. Even, I mean, I got I got my family was being exposed for it, and our families. But apparently, institutions are being exposed for doing black magic on prisoners. Big tower moments coming in. Prisoners are getting out. They're celebrating. This is so fucking cool. This is such a cool time to be alive. Balance is coming in. Temperance. And healing for these poor souls. Okay? Alright, let's close this book for now. Yep. Y'all are going to have love, and you're going to take the 10 swords out of your back. There's evidence of the crimes that have been committed against you. Not just the unjust sentences, but the crimes that were committed against you while being imprisoned is enough to have you released from prison and given a bunch of money. How do you like that? So take that. Oh, shizzle. Okay. Now, I was studying while I was out, and I realized, I think you were saying that the gram stain stuff is the stuff that they're using in the, what do you call those bags? Those fluid bags to help the, chemical balance for the electron transport chain. But the problem is that the drugs that they get this methylene stain resistant whatever stuff, the drugs that they're using to get that into the solution is toxic, such as arsenic and others. Am I correct? I was trying to process that. I know, but you told me the stuff that that's used for that is also used for the electron transport. Methylene blue supplies electrons, bringing the ETC back from dysfunction. Pharmaceutical drugs for the methylene blue are arsenic. Those aren't drugs. Tell me what the pharmaceutical drugs for arsenic, carbon. Oh, it's used to treat that. Got you. Duh. And you can get that pure from Amazon rather than getting it from the hospital. Got you. Okay. That's cleared up. What else? I think... So the coenzyme Q10 supplements, can you get any of those that are not that are good. Okay, there's always impurities. You're sexy when you're smart. Okay. This only works. Oh yeah, coenzyme Q10. S. Solgat. Okay. Other than that, if you just got rid of the acetaminophen, then you wouldn't have that problem, correct? Oh, I did get some stuff, some background. Let's go through that. Okay, first patient. I'll do the med list again. The amlodipine, chlordietol, atorvastatin, that needs to just go. And then we need something for cholesterol. Cholesterol, I don't know. I'll have to think about that for a minute. Okay. Okay, yeah. Keep it from getting light on it. You are so sexy when you're smart. Oh my gosh. Okay. I always said my Boyer, you need a girlfriend. I always said my next boyfriend was gonna be a nerd. I always ended up with druggies. Don't ask me why. I think I come off as a druggie. I'm really not though. It's getting hot in here. Don't, yeah. We need it. That's what I was thinking too. Like, why do they even bother with that? That's what I was thinking too. We would make a great, like, doctor team. For sure. Because these are all things I've thought of. I think about stuff like this for some reason a lot. It's kind of my thing. Or it used to be when I was in the medical field. Like, just the different stuff. You learn it in, because you know, for PT school, we had to do most of the classes med school had to do. We had to do patho 1 through 5. 5? Or was it 4? I think 4 patho classes. Anatomy. Pharmacology. You didn't have to do neuro, I don't think. But we had to do neuro. All the ethics classes. Management. I'm sure you guys did management. Ethics, management. What other classes? Patho. Trying to think. Well, I mean, patho is physiology, but physiology. I don't think we had a separate physiology class, though. was like physiology and anatomy. That was like way in the bottom of undergrad. That was a waste of class. But anyways, what other classes did we have to take? Oh yeah. You studied biochemistry textbooks? Biochem. Yeah, I had to take biochem in undergrad. I don't think I took that in grad school. But anyways. I'm trying to think what other classes we had to take. Besides all the PT classes. That would be the same as med school. I don't know. It was pretty much the same though. I looked at the curriculum. It was pretty much the same. Which is why I disrespect doctors even more now than ever. No offense. 'Cause that stuff is really shallow. It's a really shallow perspective. And they don't look at a lot of things like these statins and like, I don't know, just so many of their practices. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Oh, biotechnology. Yeah, I think I did take a biotech class too in undergrad when I was a bio major. I switched majors so many times. Oh my God. I was, first I was fine arts. And then I was pre-med. And then I went bio. And then I went psych. And then I got into grad school. I ended up with a bachelor's in psych and a minor in fine arts. I appreciate that minor in fine arts so much too, because it literally, all I had to do was take art history to finish it. It was like, oh yeah, genetics. That was another one that was in med school too, the genetics class. We had to do that. Or that might have been undergrad. But we still had to do it to get into grad school. That's probably what it was. And all the physics, I didn't need it for undergrad either, but I had to do it to get into grad school when I switched to psych. But like, I only needed that class. I think that was the only class I needed was art history. And it was art history 1. I'd already taken 2. And so it was literally history of the world. Like, it was all about Greece and Egypt, and basically the class started in 30,000 BC, the first cave paintings that had been found at that time. I think they've gone back to 60 now, 60 or 70, something like that. But you know, they're all full of shit anyway. Yeah. Squalene. I haven't read that. But yeah, that's another thing. Like, your hormones. And your body runs off of hormones. And your hormones... Why is my ear buzzing like that? And your hormones are made with cholesterol. Comic Met Brooks. What's that? Oh, wrong side. No wonder it won't open. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here, y'all. Or, Boyer, there's only you. Probably. Crazy comedy. Oh yeah? I love Jesus. I'm a real fan. I always have been, but especially lately. Okay, so you want to go over this med? Yeah, let's go over this med list. So I went over it already. Okay, this is the one with the statin, glyphosate, sodium bicarbonate, which tells me she's got some kind. This is another thing I was thinking about. I don't know what the calguanil is. Baby, you're so smart. That is so sexy. I don't know. I just can't get over it, how sexy that is. Unbelievable. Why would you be hanging out with a dummy like me? Yeah, ketosis. Okay, from the... You're a genius. I was just going to say, well, yeah, that's in her diagnosis. She has diabetes and kidney disease. Yeah, she has kidney disease. 3rd stage kidney disease. Okay, she has hemorrhoids, high blood pressure, 3rd stage kidney disease, diabetes type 2, cancer, i.e. leukemia, and high cholesterol. I'm cool, that's why. Nerds need somebody cool to hang out with. You gotta have a cool friend. Well, you know how to turn this girl on. I'm telling you what. You have got all the right moves. Acetic. Acetoacetic acid and butyrumic acid are what causes ketosis. That's in the liver. That's from the liver. So her liver would be processing if that were the case. It wouldn't be the kidneys, I think is what you're trying to say. Which could be caused by the leukemia. You know, she could have some liver failure going on from that. Wait, why do we think she has ketoacidosis? Oh yeah, because of the shit they're giving her. I don't have her blood reports. I just have a general question, like health questionnaire. That's the medication we were looking at. The sodium yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what that is. You're so smart. God, I love it. Did you see my family's worried about my health? I thought that was a riot. They probably got the voodoo doll out, and they're like, "I'm worried about your side. Are you okay?" Let me stab it again. Okay. She's in a home, though. It could be prior use. It didn't say that on the health screen, but nobody ever says that on their health screen. God, you're so smart. You are like a detective just like me. I mean, this is like, not that I'm that smart, but... Good old mom. What do you mean? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. That was like one of the things I loved about being a physical therapist is I'm a detective. I like to get exactly into everything. And there's holes in every case. This is actually probably a good job for me because I'm really good at getting to the bottom of shit. I'm very inquisitive. Now, what is this calguanol? I should have looked it up. I shouldn't just be asking you. That's lazy. I wish I had another phone I could use while I'm on here with you. Now, the glipizide must be for high blood sugar. Maybe the calguanol is for the leukemia. The amlodipine is for the high blood pressure. What is the coraditol? Is that for high blood pressure too? We got some kind of... Couldn't this sodium bichlorate, couldn't that be for some kind of couldn't that be caused by the kidneys too, though? Kidneys can cause electrolyte imbalances. I forget exactly how, but couldn't you possibly treat it with the same thing since it's just excess hydrogen ions? Okay. Right. That makes sense. God, I love you. Wow. You just keep falling in love. Tripping and falling. 3. Stage 3. Which is not very good. It said every 3 months, stage 3. So I'm imagining that every 3 months means she probably has to get, cleaned out every 3 months. You know, that clean out thingy. You can imagine me in conferences at the hospital. They just love me. You know, that thingy. You guys are smart enough to figure it out. Stage 3 is okay. Yeah, but every 3 months means she's doing dialysis, probably, which isn't that great. Stage 4 is going to be your, probably what? Stage 4 is when they're doing dialysis once or twice a week, right? Something like that. Then what does stage 3 every 3 months mean? Like they slip into stage 3 every few months. So what's the difference between stage 2 and stage 3 then? Too much protein? Yeah. It's her liver then, is what you're saying. Okay, it's got to be your liver. It can't be the kidneys. Okay, so we need to investigate liver function. All right. Okay. And obviously, better diet and exercise would be the ultimate plan for this patient. Next patient. The Prosin HCl morphine sulfate solution, Flomax, lactulose. So this person has an issue with their liver, obviously. Memantine, cyanocobalamin, vitamin C, loperamide, Remron, which is an alpha blocker, supposedly, Bumax, acetaminophen, and potassium. Now, the acetaminophen is causing an issue with the coenzyme Q10 intake. Hold on. Where did I write this down? Not there. Okay. Because shoot, I had this down a minute ago. Something about the NADH, is that that's the acetaminophen, I think. Where did I write that? Okay, so the statins weaken the heart by causing the CoQ10 deficiency. The acetaminophen is yes, potassium can be damaging to the heart. And are they taking potassium? Did I say that? Yes, I did. Potassium chloride. Okay. Okay. And then the acetaminophen oxidizes the NADH. Hydrogen, nicotine, that's crazy. Nicotine, adenine, dinucleotide. Okay. Necessary for glycolysis, Krebs cycle, yeah, and the ETC. So that's what we're losing with the acetaminophen because it oxidizes the acetaminophen oxidizes the NAD. Can you reel me in on this one? Because I remember you saying something about acetaminophen. And now I'm in the NADH being oxidized. I'm not sure why. Right. To the oxygen. When it oxidizes. This had to do with the fluids. This goes down, and then they need fluids. This was the acetaminophen. I'm sure of it. The acetaminophen was causing something to do with the oxidation of the NADH, which is needed for the electron transport cycle and the Krebs cycle, and probably another cycle in there. Whichever one you said. Damn, they're fucking burning my hands. Weird. Glycolysis, yeah, for breaking down sugars. Acetaminophen also taxes the liver. Why would they be giving them acetaminophen and lactulose? Lactulose is, they give you that for ketoacidosis. So what's that about? That makes no sense to me. Man, it's getting hot in here. What the heck? Why is it so hot in here? Okay. It breaks down. What in the acetaminophen, is there an extra necessary? Donates electrons and hydrogen. Right. And that happens with the acetaminophen, correct? Yeah, less blood, less pain, right? What do I do with my pen? Mark, the reason I know about lactulose is because Mark used to have problems with his liver. And he had to take lactulose for the ketoacidosis, for the ketos that would build up in his system. So I know for sure that lactulose is because there's liver failure. That is a liver failure drug. I'm just saying. It's gotta be. I don't know what else it would be used for. Oh yeah, let me look at his med list, or his condition. He had a heart attack in October of 2015. He has shortness of breath, pulmonary fibrosis, low blood pressure, anemia, bleeding tendency, and depression. That reminded me of a story I had about them stealing my heart. But depression is caused from bad heart. Anyways, do you know that I used to have a serious problem with depression? Like, serious. I was so depressed. I was a chronic thinker. I could not stop my thoughts. And my thoughts were not positive. Yeah, it is a milk sugar. But they give it to you it somehow bonds with the ketos. Everyone does what? I'm gonna wait for you, because when I start talking, I forget everyone does what, baby? Okay, kidneys need high blood flow. Acetaminophen. This guy doesn't have a problem with but acetaminophen could cause problems for kidneys. I know that NSAIDs do too. Or NSAIDs definitely do. I never heard of acetaminophen, but that makes sense. Okay, so almost everyone does what? Are you saying I have multi-personality disorder? Okay, I don't have a problem with either of those, actually. But I used to have a problem with depression. The multi-personality thing, I literally am the same person as I was when I was 5 years old. So I don't see how I could have multiple personality disorders when my personality hasn't even changed over 43 years. But depression, yes. Holy shit, I almost just started a fire. But anyways, I was really depressed. Chronically depressed, never happy. I could have decent moments, but for the most part, I always was depressed, and the depression caused anxiety. Anxiety wasn't necessarily it's kind of hard to explain, wasn't the underlying cause, but all the depression made me feel anxious because I didn't feel like I was doing myself a service. Because what smart person would not be able to figure out how to be happy? Like, if that was your only goal in life. Like, it just seems like a no-brainer to me. Like, okay, we can do this. But no, it was not possible until I had my heart stolen. This is a weird story. They say, and I've even told this story so many times in regards to my heart, but I had no idea it was because it was somebody else's. This is the weirdest thing. So they say that, like, you know, the heart is the seat of your soul, stuff like that. It's a little unnerving. What, right now in my chart? Yeah. Yeah, my heart was broken. That's very true. And as I was saying, this is something I know from being in the medical field. Heart issues are directly related to depression. Oh, you're the sweetest doll. God, I love you. Fucking love you. Is that right now? Or was that just like a few days ago when I got confused? I don't feel confused right now. Or how long is that supposed to happen for? I fucking love you. Oh my God. God loves me. I am so blessed. I'm the fucking most blessed person on earth. Did you? Yeah, it was bad. Okay, so I'll finish that story. It was really fucking bad. Um, but I dealt with it. I managed, but there wasn't a happy moment. There wasn't. There was no happy moments. I love you. Um, so there's no happy moments in my life. And then I did find like adrenaline helped me um, you know, certain drugs help me sometimes. Love relationships, whatever I could squeeze out of them, help me in ways. But I was never happy. And when my heart was stolen, I was 26 years old. And when I woke up from that surgery, um, I might have to go in a minute here. I'm hearing a baby cry, and I'll give it a minute. Um, when I woke up from that surgery, I was happy. They gave me a better heart than they took. Um, I thought it was because I was dumb. Okay? I thought that the reason I was so depressed was because I was too smart. And I thought too much. I just could not stop myself from thinking. And I didn't speak to myself nicely. That was actually ultimately the problem. But I didn't know that at the time. And I thought it was because I was too smart. And I couldn't stop thinking about all the injustices in the world, all the injustices in my life. Everything sucked. Everything sucked so bad. Like, I'll run into people like this now that have that mindset where it's like, you're like, isn't it a beautiful day? And they're just like, yeah, if the wind wasn't blowing so hard. And you're like, yeah, but it could be a fucking rainy, wind-blown day, you fuck. Yeah, my poor baby. I want to kiss you better. Anyways, I'm not one to complain. It wouldn't help anyway. So, I never really thought much of it. It was just me. I was just sad. And I didn't take drugs for it or anything like that. Like antidepressants, nothing. I would never ever think of anything like that. I mean, weed, yes. But when I was 26, they stole my heart. And they gave me one that was better. I woke up happy. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I didn't know. I had a speech pathologist that worked with me, and I hated her guts, okay? Because she made me feel so stupid. I didn't know if New York City was east or west of California. I didn't know who the President of the United States was. I didn't know how old I was. I didn't know a lot of things, okay? I cried for days because I didn't know anything. I was so stupid. But regardless, once I got past being dumb, I was happy. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't think. All these things that were so important to me, I couldn't do anymore. I couldn't even get out of the hospital, okay? My skin was orange. My eyes were orange. I had no hair. I had just shaved off all my hair, all my dreadlocks. So I was like, and then what I had from the vancomycin, fucking most of it fell out. And I was like 85 pounds. And I was dealing with my mother again, who I'd already escaped from for 12 years. But, you know, here she is back in my life with a new heart. But anyways, I didn't know that at the time. And I was happy. But I thought it was because I was dumb. But now that I look back on it, I don't think that was it. I think they gave me a better heart than they took. Because that's what makes sense. Through the depression. Yeah, yeah. More oxygen for the brain, it functions better, so there's would be less depression, I suppose, because it's more lubricated, whatever. But it also has something to do. I thought about oxygen to the brain, but better oxygen to the brain is what I think ginkgo biloba must work to help improve your memory. It must be more oxygen to the brain. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe you have another. Oxygen's always better for everything. But the heart and your love of life is definitely connected. And there is actually a study done, not that I'm a big fan of studies, but this is actually an anecdotal study, which in my opinion are the most accurate. And this one was done of a person who had a heart transplant. And it was a nun. This nun had a heart transplant. Supposedly, mind you, this is a storybook. This nun was a virgin and didn't think about sex. She was celibate. And she got a heart transplant from a prostitute. A nympho prostitute. Not just a prostitute, but this lady was a prostitute because she loved sex. And the nun woke up from her heart surgery craving sex. Which obviously is highly unusual for this woman. But me waking up from heart surgery, being happy as opposed to the sadness I had the previous 26 years of my life, I feel like is significant to this heart that I got. And the heart that they took was actually highly defective because I could not be happy for the life of me. Yeah, I'm still on cream. I'm doing I don't know what I'm doing. It don't matter. I'm existential thought. Existential thought. Wow. That's genius. We're talking about a heart transplant and how it affected my mood. Yeah. My new heart had a different birth chart with more functional mitochondria. In the mitochondria, in the brain cells, spiritual energy transcendence. And the mitochondria transferred to my brain. So it was much younger than 26 years old, is what you're saying. And not, so the mitochondria must get damaged from abuse. The mitochondria of your heart must get damaged from abuse. I'm assuming over years of abuse. Yeah, the mitochondria. That's what makes the energy, right? That's where the Krebs cycle happens. If I recall. That's where you get your ATP and shit. Oh, that's right. It has to do with genetics. Mitochondria comes from your mother, though. Only your mother. The apostles' genes. It replaced my mother's mitochondria. That's what happened. Wow. That's mind-blowing, Boyer. I fucking love you. God, I love you. You're so fucking smart. Yeah, you're so fucking smart. Talk about being glad somebody stole my heart. I already had good genes from my dad going. Oh, that's fucking good. Oh my god, that's so good. I just love fucking God. God is so fucking funny. He's so fucking funny. He's so fucking funny. Yeah, only your mother. The father does not contribute to, I learned that in genetics. Father does not contribute to the mitochondria. And the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Just like Boyer said, it's what makes all the energy that runs your body. Yeah, God found me a new heart. That is fucking crazy. My heart was too damaged with that mitochondria. Unbelievable. Yeah, I've got my dad's personality for sure. I don't even know if they're my parents, though. But I do know one thing. Replacing my heart was necessary. That's fucking funny. Right? The more you know. Something about being abducted from it goes from northern Europe over to China. I gotta look at a map. You think I have the heart of a great racehorse? Oh, this is what I like to do. I like to sit and talk to Boyer about fucking mitochondria and shit. I don't know. You're looking at it. What's this guy doing? Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Yeah, I don't really kick it much. I'm a anti-soc, kinda. But, I don't know. I've got one friend. Oh, yeah. I've got one friend that I trust anyway. So are you what, Boyer? What are you, Boyer? Jamie can't sleep. Shizzle. I haven't tried. Although my mom says I look tired. Don't you love it when people say you look tired? Like, what are you really trying to say? I look like shit? Thank you. Thank you very much. A what? Agoraphobia? Fear of people? Is that what that is? Yeah. I think that's what you're saying. I have a fear of people. And that's true. Well, not really fear, but burnout words of darkness. What Slayer song are you in? Oh, Shizzle. I fucking love you. Rather stay indoors. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agoraphobia. I don't go out much. I do like the outdoors, but I know what you're saying. I get the gist of it. I am an introvert. Mm-hmm. Purple. You gotta love the small talk. That's another thing I'm not a fan of. It seems like a waste of time, kind of. Hold on, I gotta check a text I got from somebody real quick. Okay, sorry. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I think, I don't know. Words are so powerful that it's not that it's a waste. It's that it kind of reminds me of the black hole theory I have. Oh, I know. I know. I just ramble, Cream. You'll learn that about me. I'm not even really like directing this anywhere. I just ramble. I like to get deep into my thoughts. That's what I do around here. That's what I do for fun. Um yeah, words. It goes back to the black hole theory. When you throw shit around, like when you throw love into a black hole, it disappears forever. When you throw words in a circle that don't really have any real meaning or like context or like real value, it somehow sucks the love into a black hole. And that's how I see small talk, I guess. Did that make sense? It just is a tossing of energy into a nothingness. It has no value. It holds no value. And words cast spells. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go check on something real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. Now I gotta come back in a second. I gotta go text somebody real quick. Yeah, exactly. I'll be right back. I gotta send a text real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, love you, doll. I had to go check on the turkey, make sure it wasn't frozen, and it's not. Good news. Oh, that's how I got my phone bill paid for, FYI, because I am the house bitch. I take care of the shit around the house. But, so that's why I am vigilantly available to certain people on my, or to one certain person on my phone. I check whatever in the house needs to be checked out. I take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And I am also house therapist, house psychic, and what else? Animal sitter, house mechanic, or what do you call them people? Handyman. I'm the handyman. What else do I do here? Oh yeah, and I clean up here and there. So that's how I got my phone to continue this channel for another month. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know what I was up to right now. Yeah, I'm a house watcher. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I am thankful, very thankful for everything in my life right now. I'm so blessed. I'm gonna do the same thing, Cream, actually. I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna work out. Eat a bunch of meat. I don't usually eat meat, but it's really good to do once in a while. And that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks, doll. I'm very thankful for you. Very thankful. I get by with a little help from my friends. That's funny. We said it at the same time. Oh goodness. Okay. I think I'm gonna pull some cards. Let's see. Boyer, you want me to read for you? The Birtles. Oh. I didn't translate that right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Boyer. Yeah, the Beatles. Actually, that is Joe Cocker. A little bit of rock trivia for you. Isn't it? Maybe it's not. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends, a little help from my friends. I guess that is the Beatles, isn't it? It's way Beatles. He copied them. Okay, yeah. That's weird because I played a Joe Cocker version of that on my channel the other day, but when I was singing it in my head, I heard, "Hey, thank you. Plan on dinner at 6-ish." Yes. Life is good, family. So good. So then, but then when I was singing it, I'll be right back. I gotta respond to this real quick. Yeah. Okay, so I was like, when I was singing that in my head, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's the Beatles. But how did I? Yeah, thank you. Joe Cocker copied the Beatles. Okay. That day I played that song, I was like, I ended up calling somebody and being like, hey, or it was actually for a candle, but he brought a joint, so I was just like so thankful. Ideas now and sleeping hobbies. Right? Exactly. I'm an ideas person. That's one of my hobbies. Idea finding. Mostly studying people. I used to be interested in studying people, but now people just aren't that interesting anymore, are they, Boyer? I've lost my interest. Boyer's a people studier himself. I know this about Boyer. All right, let's do a 9-card spread. Let's get into it. You and Boyer can chat while I'm pulling some cards. Boyer's a very interesting man. You should get to know him. Soul tie at the center of the spread. I always feel connected to you. Exactly. Am I rude? I don't know. I don't hardly care, though. Especially when it comes to the reptilian agenda. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay. Oh, shizzle stickers. Yeah, that's what I thought. Escape. We get escape in the top left-hand corner. I leave when things get too hard. So it's looking like at the center of the spread, somebody that you have a soul connection to, you always have felt connected to. You left in the past because things got too hard. I'm afraid that it's too late to take action. Okay, then we have time. After the escape. After the escape, you sat for some time and looked at your clock. And you're like, I did this after Mark bumped his head at that concert, and finally I stepped forward. I was just like, oh my god, because they're asking all these questions, and so finally I stepped forward, and I was just like, oh, said something. They're like, you know this guy? I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, do something. And I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? And I looked at my tattoo because I don't wear watches. I hadn't worn watches in years. And I looked at my tattoo and I was like, I got a show to see. And I just walked away. That was that. Anyway, so you see the picture of this man looking at his clock. It seems that he's worried about the time. The timing of this soul connection. I don't know. We'll get deeper into it. Habits. I don't know if I will ever change. So during this time, after the escape, after the great escape, during this time after the great escape, there was a problem with habits. Probably drinking. Maybe it was that, like, raging sex habit you had. You know, you just couldn't keep it in your pants, probably. Dealing with all those STDs and whatever else comes your way with all that sex traffic. You know how it goes. So it was either that or probably alcohol. During this time of watching your clock. Wondering if too much time had gone by between this soul connection that you continue to feel connected to this very day. This is intense. Okay. So it looks to me like you were trying to escape a commitment. Things got too serious too fast. Oh, shizzle. Things got too serious too fast. And you were trying to escape some kind of commitment from this soul tie that you always feel connected to, which is just strange, but okay. Okay. Are you sure you weren't drinking any alcohol, Boyer? Speaking of cooking, I'm hungry. Where's my nuts? I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but you know. So what habits were we dealing with? Was it the sex addiction? If it wasn't drinking, what was going on? Spirit said you had some habits. third party? Was that your habit? Was it another woman? I don't have to study him. I already did. I don't know if I will ever change. This reading's going left. Chemistry's there. You got the chemistry going for you. I've never felt a passion this intense. I want you to be a part of my future. Boy, you're not giving me much feedback here. Mend. I want to fix our connection. I'm not liking this third row, Boyer. I don't know what it's all about. That's the third party. The big Indian. Okay, you need more time and space? Is that what? I don't know. This reading's going left. I don't know. I'm starting over. I don't like it. You're not giving me enough feedback anyway. I'm going to start with not a relationship deck. Let's start with something like, yeah, let's go more spiritual. Oh, is that who I was tapping into? That was the third party. And bad habit that you needed space from. It sounds more like it. Yeah. They do that. They sure do that, don't they? All right, let's see. I don't know if I want to read these cards or not. Let's see what they have to say. Ooh, you're not being sacrificed this lifetime. That's a good start. We'll go with this deck. I like it. I'm all about not being sacrificed this lifetime. I feel like I've done it enough. And honestly, I've sacrificed myself within this lifetime so many times. I've handed my life over to God and said, fine. I mean, you've seen me do it every day on this channel. I'm sacrificing my life. I'm at least telling myself I'm fine with dying just to be able to say the things I say. Which I am. What the hell is that? I have to watch. That was like fucking shell. Yeah. I know about that dragon. Yep. Oh, honey, I feel bad. That sucks. But I guess that's what got us here, so we're good. Okay. Which is a lifetime where you will not be sacrificed. Not in the way that we once were. Oh, there it is. $44. What are we changing our names to? Isis and Osiris? I like that time period. It's kind of cool. There's other good names too, but those are the best ones, I think. Sicknesses? What does that have to do with Isis and Osiris? Osiris is about to take over my dog's position. Oh, yeah. Yeah, out with the old and with the new. Something like that. Marked for disposal. What do I focus on? What do I focus on, Boyer? I focus on my love life. A lot, actually. I manifest my lover every day. I sit and stare at his picture for hours every day. I mean, I do other stuff while I'm staring at his picture, like I listen to things. But I could get lost in his picture. Fucking love him so much. And I cannot wait to see him again. I just saw a spirit pop out of the phone. Anyways, I'm gonna pull some more cards. Child is not being sacrificed. Owl. Boyer. You're a wise one. That's what it says. 44. 3 and 7. 10. Completion. You're being protected at this time of completion. I'm going to have to clarify that. I don't know what that means. You're a child of the earth. I'm going to turn this one right side up. I don't know what thunder in verse means. That's a whale song, though. That's not even a whale, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay. You're resonating with thunder right now. Very powerful. 11. You're resonating with divine union right now. Powerfully. Ooh. This is getting sexy. It's not even a relationship reading. Very wise to have not allowed yourself to be sacrificed this lifetime. You saved the best for last. I like it. Ooh, this is getting good. Let's see what else. Luminous Warrior at 32. I think that accident at 32 might have been significant. Another 10. I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I'll do a reading on your love life too. Right now I'm doing Boyer. I like the name Kareem. Kareem Jabbar. I don't know who that is. Is that an athlete? Okay. Luminous Warrior. Something happened at 32, Boyer, that cracked you open to the light. And to your divine union. Weird. 32. I wonder if you somehow met your divine partner when you were 32. Is that possible? Really? That's interesting. I don't know why I'm hearing that right now. 8, 8. 10, 10, 10. 11. 5. There's something... $17. As a child. What? We're going to have to do some history lessons here. Okay. When you were 32. That's not it. Well, maybe... No. That's not it. That was 5 years after. 5. 5, 5. There was an imprint left there. An imprint. Okay. Nope, that's not it though. It's an imprint. Where? It was an imprint there where you saw at the Fillmore? Where was it? Oh no, you were in what's down there? Universal? Where was it? It has to do with has to... You don't remember? It has to do with, 7 again, 33. There's 33. Magic. It has to do with magic, okay? There's an amphitheater on an island? Or that's when you met? There's this weird thing about implanting energy, okay? Like everywhere warriors for God go, they implant their energy. And they're connection points. What about the Giving Tree in San Francisco? You know what I'm talking about? I feel like that's a connection point right there. Like where your energies connect. It might be 5 years later or whatever. But at age 7, then at age 17, then at age 32, then at age 44, I know about that age. I was there. Anyways, I know about that age. And like, here's the Giving Tree. I don't know how to explain what I'm talking about. The Giving Tree is underlying it all. It's a part of this evolution process and a part of this the completion of this cycle. Another 5. 9, 9. Then we got the 19, of course. Another 5. Another 4. 4, 4, 4. Many paths were taken by both of you. I don't remember that. It's not to say that... I don't know. But the thing is that both of you are on a serious mission. And this you probably already know. That started as a child. And this whole time, you have been connected to a divine partner. I think you guys met first when you were 7. And this might not be in physical. This might just be your energies crossed. Where you implanted your energies crossed. You connected. You reacquainted. All these places, many paths that you both had to take to ground this energy into the matrix. You were both sacrificed in previous lives. I think that's a joke. I'm gonna take it as a joke. Donkey? Is that what we're talking about? And a jackass? Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I've been many places. But what I'm trying to say is you've been many places. And so has your divine counterpart. And you've both crossed your energies at each of these places. And it keeps you in this like bubble of connection. Okay? Keeps you like completely connected in this loop. This spiral. So that your energies literally can't escape each other. This is insane. So whether in physical contact or not, your energies are still completely within this bubble of existence, outside of or inside of the rest of the world. This passion has always existed in this bubble. "11 again, this journey that was always meant to happen. That's literally protected by your ancestors. But let's not negate the curse that was placed upon this union. Another 5. Trying to keep you both from taking this journey of passion and healing. Fucking healing. And here's another 8. And manifesting. Here's another 8. The hummingbird. Okay? There's 4 8s. Abundance is coming from this journey that's guided by your ancestors, that has everything to do with the evolution of mankind and the completion of this cycle of fucking curses. You crack me up. I just love you so much. I just can't. I can't help it. I swear to God, every time you say something, I fall in love with you. It's just the strangest thing. It is the strangest thing. And it can be complete nonsense. And I still love it. This must be what true love is like. I've never really experienced it that I knew of. Where you just love everything about a person. Every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. Even the horrific shit, Jesus, you know? You're like, oh, thank God their life's a horror show just like mine.
makes me feel a little more comfortable in my shoes. I mean, how perfect could this man be? Really? Who else is gonna understand that I got fucking abducted as a child and my heart stolen at 26? Who else? Who else? Not that I'm looking. I'm perfectly set in my fantasy. You know, we used to have one of those in Midland. I think it was called Woolworths. That was like old school shit. There's a J.C. Penney downtown. That's gone. That's been gone. But there was a Woolworths. There's a J.C. Penney. Right next to the fucking jail. Midland Daily News. But yeah, Woolworths, 5 and dime. I don't think it was there when I just remember hearing, I think I remember it was closed when I first remember seeing Woolworths. It was already out, but I knew it was, the name was still on the building or some shit.
Macy's. That's not a 5 and dime doll. Macy's. You want to talk about Macy's? Macy's. They're in Detroit. I've been to Macy's. At Fashion Square Mall. There's a Macy's. In Dearborn. Is that Dearborn? Where's Fashion Square Mall? I don't think it is Dearborn. Oh, it might be. I don't think it is, though. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. Malls are so yesterday. Boyer, there's been a serious curse on your relationship. One that's made you stay quiet about your feelings. You see that person on this picture, their mouth is covered. That's not good. You're a shaman, Boyer. Mystical shaman. And you're on a vision quest. Here's your 23. We got 23 and 32 now. Giveaway. So, you're breaking this damn curse, which is so cool. And you're coming out as a mystical shaman on a vision quest to give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Because you're gonna be so flippin' affluent that that's gonna be your main concern, is how to give it away and who to give it away to. Who's worthy of you giving it away to? Now, mind you, this giveaway and this abundance won't be for everyone. You will be very selective, very wise about this. I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to get in this Celtic deck because I don't know why, but you just kind of strike me as the Northern European type. Split the deck right on Empress and Strength. Seems to me that you have some sort of an empress that is very strong. Has defeated the devil. Has a lot to offer. Seems this empress has been stolen from extensively. Been around a lot of people that took and didn't give. What else? Ooh. You've also had some run-in with some black witches. Possibly a black widow. I've had my experience with those. I know all about it. Yeah, they're getting inverse judgment. And guess what? Your black witch is turning upright. You're going to have a witch, but she's going to be a good witch. One that can control the demons, not be possessed by them. 5 of Cups. Looks to me like this witch might be somebody that from your past that you've cried a few tears over. You seem to be looking back at something. Some light from the past. Ooh. The devil's hot on your trail. Seems that your past doesn't want to let go so easily. Let's talk about it. 5 of Cups in the middle of the spread. But it's inverted. You're not crying anymore. We get the inverted devil. It looks like you ruffled a few feathers along the way. Yeah. I feel that. I've had a few nightmares myself, boy. I don't know. Let's not compare nightmares. Let's just say we both had some nightmares in our past. Some very significant ones. But you've got justice coming in for all the things that made you cry in the past, Boyer. And I know you're not much of a crier, but you have learned how to express yourself over the years. And you're letting it go. And this is great because you've got justice coming in. And it looks like this justice is coming from a very sexy woman with a white veil over her face. Choosing a man. 11. Again. And you know how I feel about 11. We've got 5 right at the center of the spread. There's some change coming in for you, Boyer. Ace of Wands. Ooh, just as I say, there's change coming in, Boyer. You know what the Ace of Wands is in Tarot, right? It is a hard wand. I'm going to leave it at that. We have visitors. I don't want to get too explicit for this room. I'm going to clarify that. Inverted Chariot. Underneath the inverted devil. It looks to me like Wow, this passion that you have for this person has really got you trapped in your head. 8 of Swords. And this devil, it seems, might have gotten in the way of your forward movement when it comes to this passion that you currently have. The devil got in the way in the past. There's an owl here, though. There was a lot of wisdom gained in this situation. A lot of healing and self-discovery. And it looks to me like you really used your time wisely. During this time of sorrow. I want to call it like a... What is this? Like a... I keep on wanting to say it's like the Day of the Dead. Like you were just thought you were dead. Like you felt dead inside. So you went within. Did a lot of meditating. A lot of praying. A lot of research, it looks like, into like metaphysical shit. Spiritual shit, I guess, would be a better way to put it. Laid out! What's up, girl? Sorry, I'm in the middle of the reading. It's so good to see you, though. You know Kareem. Okay. During this time of your sadness, there was a lot of work done against you. And this is what the Justice seems to be coming in for, too. The Justice seems to be coming in for your sadness and the fact that people literally constructed this whole scene. Like, they were handlers. You were being handled by handlers, Boyer. And it caused you to die. Inside, or something like that. What it also did, though, too, was it broke you out of this mental prison that you were in. By way of dredging up some really fucking difficult feelings. You were able to process a lot during that time. Like a lot. You did so good, Boyer. You really did a lot of healing. And you came out on top. And that's the coolest part. You died. And what was born in the place of that old self is something very powerful. Something dark. Something mysterious. Something very powerful. Straight from the underworld. Look at this card. My crow. Raven, whatever the hell that is. But on the bottom of the deck, the overall feel of this spread was the wheel inverted. This was a plot by these 3 people At least 3. I always say 3, but you know there's more people everywhere involved in this baloney. Bologna. There was an underlying current here of people doing work. Very practical work, even like to do with your finances. I'm assuming stealing your money in some way. But the intention, the intended effect for this whole thing was to squelch your passion for your lover, and therefore change your whole destiny from a wheel of fortune to a wheel of doom and gloom. It was kind of a genius plan, really, because it was really hard for you to live without gave you the most passion in life. Your inspiration, your muse, your like... I'm not going to say that, it's true. This is kind of sad, really. I just feel so bad for this person living in this mental fucking trap. Only because I know the feeling. But just like I was saying about to the prisoners about how justice was coming in for all their anguish, justice is coming in for your anguish. You will be compensated for that. Not that that's makes anybody feel better about lost time. But time is an illusion. And there were necessary steps for you to take before you could reach your death point. And this lover is beautiful and sweet and kind and would only bring you gentle qualities that don't serve you for purposes of shedding your skin, purposes of growing out of your skin to shed it. I guess you shed your skin, then you grow. Never mind. There's something significant here, too, about a baby. Some kind of a baby was meant to be born between you and this person. There's some kind of plan God has for a baby. Circumstances were not right for a baby. It would have happened too soon. This baby has some kind of significance
to something. The timing was important. Not just the timing, but the energy surrounding its conception. Everything had to be perfect, according to God. Everything had to be perfect. Especially when it came to like the energy, like I said, like the energy between you and this divine partner had to be pure. It couldn't be muddled up with anything, and no bullshit because of this baby. Part of making a baby that's really important is the energy that surrounds its conception. Not just the time, or it creates some kind of force field. He said magnetic, but I don't really understand how I don't understand that. But some kind of force that supports the development of superhero DNA. The vibration has to be at a certain elevation. It has to be high. Therefore, you can't have like weird dark pockets in there just like very simple things, just like ego, insecurity, addictions. Mostly insecurities though, lack of ability to love thyself. Both for this conception, both partners have to love themselves completely, or else the DNA doesn't develop properly and it doesn't become a superhuman. Like the specific superhuman that this baby in particular is meant to become. The environment has to be perfect. I'm going to pull some tarot on this just for the hell of it. How are you doing laid out? One of my underworld friends. My best friend is from the other underworld. Very sophisticated man he is. Yeah, another problem with this union for other people, it's not a problem. There's 555. Okay. Is that when people see a union between a high priest and a high priestess, this is new to me, okay? So I'm going to try to explain something I don't really know anything about. It's a different kind of connection, because they connect on the 5D also, not just the 3D. It doesn't negate the physical aspect of this connection, but it does add to it. And that addition
is different than what mainstream society's used to. What the reptilians are used to, whoever, I don't fucking know. People looking at this shit. And it makes them feel left out. So they try to destroy it. It's just one of those bonds that you can't really have unless you are a high priest or a high priestess and a high priestess. Otherwise, say it's a high priest, high priestess, and a Gentile, I'm starting to call them. Maybe that's rude. I don't know or care. Anyways, so say it's a high priest and a Gentile. That relationship is never going to go beyond the 3D because only the high priest is capable of connecting in the 5D realms. Or 7D. Honestly, this whole 5D thing is a wackadoodle fucking load of shit too. But I'm not even going to go there right now. High priests and high priestesses can connect on other dimensions. Let's just say that. That 3D matrix people cannot. So that means that if a high priest gets into a relationship with a Gentile, they are going to feel lonely. AF. Because they have all this space up here that they're dealing with. Like they have other orbits they're inhabiting, and their Gentile lover is only inhabiting one orbit. You know, and like literally they're inhabiting 8 orbits beyond that one orbit. And you might really have a lot in common on that one orbit. Like, you guys both like pizza. You both like sex. You both like beer. You know, those kind of things. But, and that's interesting for, I don't know. To me, that's interesting for about, I cut that shit off at 3 months. It actually, I went down to like 3 weeks, but that's a whole nother story. I cut that shit off at 3 months. It's interesting for 3 months, and that's it. I can't, and honestly, it's only interesting for a month, but I spend 2 months trying to figure out how to not hurt their feelings. That's the life of a high priestess, trying to date Gentiles. Now, when the high priestess finds a high priest, that first orbit's interesting. You know, the sex and all that. It's interesting. But it literally is so minor because you're inhabiting like 8 orbits beyond that. So, when they connect, it's this otherworldly experience because they're connecting in so many different realms that it is exhilarating. And other people, rather than look at that and be like, damn, I should become a high priest so I can fucking have a relationship like that, they say, let's take away this high priest fucking orbits so they can stay on the first orbit with me, and we can just enjoy good pizza and good sex. And they've actually come up with magic spells to simulate this. That wear off. They wear off
High Priest, High Priestess jumps up to their extra orbits. They sit there and communicate with their divine partners. They're all over the place. You know, the only thing they're not doing is connecting in 3D, the first orbit, which really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's definitely not where it's at all. But people, Gentiles, think that that's all there is. They really have no clue that there's more to life than that. And they sit in that first orbit their entire lives, probably lifetime after lifetime after lifetime in the first orbit. This is reptilians, very base. They're in the first orbit. They never get out of the first orbit. They don't elevate their vibration enough to excite the electrons to jump to the next orbit. They sit in that first orbit, stable first orbit. Maybe stable, maybe not, I don't know. Probably stable though, because they're boring AF, okay? Gentiles are boring AF. Okay. So, yeah, so they came up with all these solutions to keep you in your first orbit so you would be content with a fucking reptile. Okay? But that doesn't last long. You can't really they can't keep you in your first orbit for long before you vibrate right out of it, and then they got to figure out how to get you back into it, or you escape. That's how that goes. I've become an escape artist throughout my life. I escape very quickly. Like I said, 3 months done. 3 months and done. Thank you very much. I'm done. Done trying to fucking keep my energy in the first orbit for that person. Anyways, it's such a miracle that there are other high priests and high priestesses out there. Because this first orbit bullshit is so boring. Boring AF. So there's that. And that was just a splitting the deck. Oh boy, your life is so interesting. High priest, high priestess is coming out of confusion right now. They've been under a confusion spell. Whether you know your high priest or high priestess or not, I don't know. I know who my high priest is, though. I met him a long time ago. And no, he didn't abuse me. So, there's that. Is he from the underworld? Yes. So, there's that. That's where the opposites attract comes in. And that's where the King of Cups comes in. Boy, you're a King of Cups. You're ready for love. Your heart's open. And you've kind of cried out all your tears, it looks like. You've healed from what happened in the past. You're emotionally stable now. And you're High Priest. Oh my God. You have it all. Oh my God. Look at you. King of Cups and the High Priest. You are a tender morsel, aren't you?
ripe. Look at this. It's like ripe. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Okay. But if you were a high priestess, I'm gonna say it. I would say you were ovulating probably. Or close. You're fucking ripe for the picking. Heart chakra's open. Crown chakra's open. Senses are fully engaged. This is one sexy man sitting on the board. There's nothing like an emotionally mature man. I've only seen one in real life. It was my grandpa. But they're sexy. They have a swag for sure. Definitely there's a swag about this kind of person. Overcome the devil. Heart chakra's open. There's a bulge in the pants ready to go. This is your dream boat right here. Transformation has commenced, has taken place. It's not commenced, it's complete. Transformation is complete. Well, almost. You'll be complete when you get your Empress. In the physical. This is juicy. Okay. What else, Spirit? King of Wands. Oh, you're just gonna start laying all the fucking kings out on the table, aren't you, Boyer? A man of action. I love it. A man of passion. A boss. Shaker and a mover. Good in bed, by the way. Ooh. Good in bed. Where's my glasses? Oh, Boyer. You're leaving me? Is it late? It's getting hot in here again. It's like getting really hot in here. You're sleepy? Alright, bye, Boyer. I love you. Yeah, sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. You too? Alright, I'm gonna go to bed too, y'all. It seems like that time. I'll see you tomorrow. You have a beautiful sleep, and I know you're gonna wake up feeling much better tomorrow, Carrie. You will for sure. Okay? That rest helps a lot in the dreams. I know, we need to do that. I don't know if I have international calling on my phone. Yeah. But yeah, maybe Facebook we could talk or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out though. But you have a good night and we'll talk soon. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day and night. Nice dreams and all that.